What's going on, guys? It's Garrett with Hunting Outdoors here. These are my 10 2023 hunting essentials. All right, so not a part of the official 10 essentials, but the main essential obviously is the bow. Eric and I are both bow hunters, so it's kind of important to bring this out when we go hunting. This is the Hoyt RX5. I got it about a year ago. I bought it fully kitted out with the quiver, the sight, a little stabilizer, but I also added another stabilizer with some weights. Also added this little stand so that way when I'm practicing I can just set it right down on the ground. But yeah, no, this bow has been amazing to me. I got one buck on it. I kind of put a lot of money into it to hopefully have it for a while, but I'm sure ultimately, as we all do, we'll upgrade this one day. But as of now, it's a very solid bow. So definitely my main essential. All right, so for my first essential, it's actually one of my newest essentials with hunting is a camera. As I'm sure you are aware, Eric and I started filming our hunts and our hunting videos as you're watching right now. And so not only do I have the challenge of learning bow hunting on its own, I also have the fun challenge of learning how to film bow hunting while doing it. So now when I go on hunts, definitely gotta have my camera so I can record our hunts for you guys. So definitely my new #1 essential. All right, so for my next essential, it's not only a hunting essential, but it's also just a everyday essential for me, and that is my watch. This is the Garmin Forerunner. I got it a couple months ago. Time is very valuable to me, knowing what time it is and making sure I'm on time. So not only am I every day, but when I'm hunting, I like to have the time, but this also can tell me the sunrise time and the sunset. It can also tell me the weather. So those early mornings when you're trying to get all your stuff together and get out there and get up in the tree, I can keep track of how I'm doing and making sure that I'm up in time to be sitting there for first light. So definitely always have my watch on me. All right, so for my next essential, it's gonna be these Sitka gloves. My hands get really cold, and especially with deer hunting, you're sitting out in the cold for most of the time. So having good gloves is truly essential for not just me, but for everyone. And I've seen different types of gloves. I've seen the ones where the mittens cover your fingers, and I've seen the ones that are all fingerless. I like the ones by Sitka that just have the pointer and the thumb that are fingerless, so that way when you gotta pull your bow back, you can still shoot your bow without having a glove in the way. But because they're Sitka, they're obviously very nice quality. They're not super thick, but they're very, very warm. So I definitely have these on me during those cold days I'm out there hunting.
Nice.
All right, so for my next essential is going to be this Sitka gaiter. Kind of like my gloves, it's important to stay warm when you're out there. So this is very warm, it's very thick. It's definitely essential on those cold days to have something covering your face, your mouth, and honestly I can get this to cover up most of my ears as well. So I always like to have this out there, and again it's Sitka, so you know you're getting good quality, and hoping that this lasts me for a very long time because it is super comfortable, and yeah, gotta have it out there on those cold days.
We've had enough of this.
All right, so coming up next, this is my Redhead front waist pack. It's something that I picked up recently as I'm starting to carry more gear with me. And it's super essential. I'm learning to have some storage or pack space that's front and easy to access. So now that we're filming our hunts, most of the time my camera goes in this front pouch. So that way when we're walking out in the woods, something happens, I can just reach right in my front pouch, pull it out, record what we need to record. But even if I'm not recording my hunt, it's still nice to just have, you know, maybe a snack or like my gloves or my gaiter that you saw before this, and just have them right here. So that way if I get cold, they're right, easy access, put them on, you're warm. No fiddling with your backpack behind you and stuff. So definitely learning that this is a huge essential for me. All right, for my next essential, it's actually going to be this field dressing kit. So hopefully it's essential on every hunt you go on, but it's this nice 3-piece knife kit. And so there's a big knife, a little knife, and then a bone saw here. So that way when you do get that big buck, you then have the tools to get the guts out, field dress it, and get it ready to be delivered to be processed. And so I used to have a big kit. It was kind of a pain to lug around. Then invested in this little pack that has the 3 knives. Super easy, goes right in my bag. And it's kind of nice to have the 3 knives. So that way when it's ready to use them, I have the luxury of having everything I need. So yeah, definitely essential. All right, so for my next essential, it's gonna be this Vaseline chapstick. My lips get chapped, especially during the winter season, and when that cold wind is just hitting you all day long and your lips get chapped and you don't have chapstick, that's a long hunt. So I found that I like the Vaseline original chapstick because there's no scent or flavor or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I always have this with me when I'm hunting out in those cold days. All right, so for my next essential is actually going to be onX, the Hunt app. Eric actually got me into this as I've started to learn hunting more, and now I don't know how I lived without it. Just alone knowing who owns the property lines, knowing where you're at on the map, just using it as a general GPS, but then also having the added ability of tracking your hunts, tracking the data, the history of where you walked in, where you've seen scrapes or where a creek is, anything, just having that data saved in here is gonna be instrumental as we hunt in the future. So I don't have a lot of data and stuff in my app right now, not nearly as much as Eric, but I'm super excited to utilize this more to help me become more successful when I'm out hunting. So onX, brand new essential. So another essential, these muck boots. This is another thing Eric put me onto recently. I used to just wear hiking shoes out when I went hunting, and they're a very breathable mesh material, which is not ideal for staying warm. My feet would get so cold that I've quit hunts early because I couldn't stand it anymore. So I got these, which are also great for when we're going through creeks and stuff, which we did on our last hunt if you saw Blind Luck episode 1. But it also just keeps your feet warm because there's no mesh. It's not breathable. It's just gonna trap the heat in there. So yeah, these were a great purchase and definitely an essential, so. All right, and for my last essential, it's actually going to be my grandfather's old hunting jacket. So my grandfather was a big hunter, obviously before I was born, and then he passed away when I was about 5 years old. So that was way before I even got into hunting. So I never got to share a hunt with him as much as I would have liked to. And so when my dad pulled this out of the closet, I knew that I needed to wear it just for the sentimental value as feeling like I'm hunting with my grandfather. And it's actually the first, my first buck that I killed. I actually killed wearing this jacket. And it was like my 3rd time sitting out. So definitely he was with me and brought some luck for me that day. But it's also just a nice jacket. It's a nice outer layer because it was built way back when, so it's built with quality. But it's also got the orange lining, which is super huge for gun season or rifle season. And I can also make it reversible so that the orange is surrounding me and not just kind of tucked away inside. But yeah, so definitely gotta have my lucky jacket from my grandfather when I go out hunting. All right, so once again, I'm Garrett with Hunting Outdoors, and you just watched my 10 hunting essentials for 2023. So thanks for watching.